to show you how to make a delicious blackened salmon Caesar salad. So let's get to cooking. I have a beautiful cut of salmon here and some delicious avocado Caesar dressing that we'll talk about a little bit later. I also have several different lettuces that I personally like to use. I like romaine hearts, green leaf lettuce, kale, but you can use the lettuce of your choice. And of course, I'm using white vinegar to clean my vegetables, and then I have my other supplies prepped and ready to go. So I already cut up one head of green leaf. Now I'm going to show you my second head of green leaf lettuce. And the first thing I'm going to do is just inspect the outer leaves and pull off any that are brown or discolored or overspent and discard those. And then I'm going to turn my lettuce sideways and just from the base to the top cut down the long way once. And then I'm going to rotate it and do the same thing again, and then making small cuts on the short end of the lettuce. And that's how I'll get my nice little bite-sized pieces of lettuce, as you can see here. So today I'm cutting my greens first, and then I'm going to wash them. A lot of people may not want to do that. They want to wash the whole head of lettuce first and then cut it, because they figure there might be small insects from the garden in the lettuce, and if you cut it first, you might cut up those insects instead of washing them off first. But if that's what happened today, oh well, I guess I got a little extra protein. I mean, how well do you think lettuce is really cleaned by big companies before they put them in those bags or pre-made, ready-to-eat salad bowls for you in the stores? Time for kale. I love green leaf curly kale. I do inspect each piece and be sure to remove any browned bits. And I'm also going to pull off the thick part of the stalk as well, because I don't want to chew on that. For this salad, I'm just going to rip the leafy parts off of the stalk. And there you go. You can save these stems if you want to juice them. I would still cut off any brown parts of the stalk, but if you wanted to save the green parts and juice them later or even saute them, you certainly could. And then I really only need about a handful of kale because it is very thick, so it gives a nice bite and crunch in my salad. So you don't need that much, just a handful or two that I got from about 3 or 4 small kale leaves. So after I rip off the green leaves from the stalk, I am going to go in with my knife and make sure I cut them down smaller because, like I said, they do have a nice bite or chew to them. So I don't want it to be too uncomfortable while eating this salad. Here is my bowl of green leaf lettuce that I already cut up. And now I'm going to add my kale to it. Looks beautiful and green and healthy. Now I'm going to cut up some of my romaine hearts. I'm making more greens than I need for my salad today because I'm going to prep a couple of salads to have for tomorrow as well. So these beautiful romaine hearts are absolutely gorgeous. Just give it a quick spin to investigate them, and any dark brown parts you may want to remove. But if they're really small, you may not notice it if it's just a salad you're making for yourself. So I'm doing the same thing where I cut down the long way from the base to the tip once, just so when I cut sideways, I have ready-made bite-sized pieces. And then any of the white stalk part that's brown or discolored, I just pull that out easily. Time to add my romaine to the bowl with my green leaf lettuce and my chopped kale. And now I'm adding cold water to my big bowl and, of course, some white vinegar. Some people wash their vegetables with baking soda and water, and I do that sometimes, but white vinegar is so convenient. So I always have a gallon jug of white vinegar on hand. And while I'm washing the lettuce, I am going to pick through it and see if there are any brown bits of lettuce that I missed by accident, and just go ahead and pull them out at this time as well. So I want to get my lettuce fully submerged, lettuce and kale, fully submerged in water. And I'm moving it around with my hand to agitate it just to make sure there wasn't any sandy bits on it that need to fall off in the water. But it felt very clean to me when I was cutting it up. Now I have a colander in my sink, and I'm just going to, instead of pour my lettuce and water into the colander, I am going to lift the lettuce out of the dirty water and put it into the colander. If we pour it all into the colander, then any sandy water at the bottom of the bowl will just get reintroduced into the lettuce in the colander, so that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just lifting it up out of the bowl and then placing it in the colander, then giving it a quick rinse to rinse off any of the vinegar water solution. And then I'm going to shake it off and make sure I dry it completely before I start to assemble my salad. And look at this bowl. You can see this is the water that was left in. And at the end, you can see there really isn't much sand. It's just bits of the lettuce that I didn't use. If this were collard greens, you very well would notice some sand at the bottom. So now I have my salad spinner to the side with the salad strainer in the middle of the bowl, and then I add my lid. I've had this thing forever. And this one, you just pull the string and it spins, and then the water comes out of the colander part into the bowl, and then you just discard it. So you can see how much water was left on those lettuce leaves. So I usually do this 2 or 3 times until no more water is released in the bowl to make sure the lettuce is very dry and not soggy. So now I have a glass bowl and I'm just going to line it with a couple of paper towels. You could use a clean kitchen tea towel for this instead. So I'm adding my mostly dry lettuce into the bowl, and I'm just going to get all of the extra moisture off. I have 2 big bowls of this. If I wanted to store the extra bowl in the refrigerator, I would put a dry paper towel in there and a tight fitting lid, and that will help this lettuce last longer in my refrigerator. And then I could pull it out each day to make smaller salads from this big bowl of lettuce. And that's what I like to do with my Pyrex bowls. And now I have a beautiful cut of farm-raised salmon. It is farm-raised from a reputable source. I buy from Publix or Harris Teeter, Costco, because I trust their fish resources. I am rinsing it off in my sink in cold water, and then I'm patting it off dry before we cook it to make sure we can get a nice sear on it. I do like my salmon with the skin on and its natural fats in it. I have avocado oil that I'm adding in my seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper. Now you could use Cajun seasoning if you like that little hint of heat, or you could use smoked paprika. I'm going to use a combination of both. So I am adding a little bit of avocado oil onto my fish, and I'm going to add my seasonings on top of that. Instead of using a measuring spoon, I'm just putting a light dusting of each seasoning on my fish, because the size of the fish will determine exactly how much of the seasoning you need anyway. So you don't need exact measurements in this particular recipe, just a light coating. And I go light-handed with any seasonings that contain sodium because I don't want my fish to be over salted. So with a gloved hand, I'm just rubbing in my seasonings and oil to both sides of the fish. And I'm using a glove just so it's easier when I wash my hands. I won't have his seasonings under my nails and things of that nature. So I have a heavy bottom pan on my stove that I'm heating up with some avocado oil. I'm going to heat it to a medium-high heat, and then while it's cooking, I will adjust it as needed. So this is a medium-high heat. You can start to see it cook when you look at the side. You can see the bottom color is changing. And now it's time to flip, and I have a beautiful sear. The whiteness you see on the side is not a dangerous thing for you to eat. It's because I'm cooking it at a medium-high heat because I want to get that sear on it. My fish has been cooking for about 7 or 8 minutes so far. Now I have a small bowl with some of my lettuce, and I'm just going to dress it with my choice of salad dressing. Of course, you can make your own, but look at the ingredients of this salad dressing. It contains avocado oil instead of soybean oil, so it's healthier, but it does make it a lot more expensive. But the flavor of this particular brand is so delicious that I do buy it occasionally. I put a couple of tablespoons of dressing on my lettuce, and now I'm just giving it a quick mix to make sure each piece of lettuce is sufficiently coated with the delicious avocado Caesar dressing. And look at this piece of lettuce. Doesn't it just look like it's going to be delicious? So my salmon has been cooking now at this point for a total of about 10 minutes. And so I want to turn it over so that you can see what the backside looks like. So the piece with the skin on does get brown as well. This contains some nice healthy omega-3 fat. So I like the skin, but if you don't like it, you can buy salmon without the skin or remove it yourself before cooking. So now I'm just going to let that sit on a paper towel to get some of the oil off before I mix it with my salad. And I let all of my meat rest that's cooked at a high temperature under a piece of foil. So now I plated up my lettuce that is delicious with that avocado Caesar dressing. And I'm carefully adding my fish. And look at that, y'all. This is perfect for any brunch, lunch, or dinner. And I'm saving the skin for last because that's how I like to eat my favorite part. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel.